stay earthbound when prosperity awaits you in the stars? Come to Halcyon, the only colony on the edge of the frontier, owned and operated by corporations. A trip of 10 short years will feel like mere minutes, thanks to the comfort and safety of your very own hibernation chamber. You'll wake up in a perfect society designed to maximize your productivity, with guaranteed full employment. With only a minor term of service, you will become the master of your own destiny when you go out of this world to the Halcyon colony.
Hundreds of thousands of colonists left adrift out here forever, just to keep from damaging the board's bottom line. Disgraceful.
At least you don't have rickets, yet. Let's just hope you're handy with a gun.
A gunslinger. Oh, they're going to tell stories about you from here to Hephaestus. You had a hand in everyone's pocket. Subtle and discreet. Exactly what I need. You were going to help us drown our sorrows. Looks to be your lucky day, my friend. Not likely, bootlickers.
Initiate skip jump.
Status. Structural integrity down 25%. Power levels down.
Shit. Ah, there you are. Wondering what's going on, eh? Bit of bad news there, I'm afraid. Your colony ship was inexplicably knocked out of skip space and forced to complete its journey at sublight speeds. This means that you and every other colonist on the Hope have been in suspended animation for 70 years, give or take. Normally, reviving someone after so long leads to some quite horrifying results. It's called explosive cell death, but it's really more of a liquefaction. Something wrong? Oh, yes, well, not to worry. I've pumped your body full of a special concoction I devised to keep you from dying so horrifically. Hopefully at all, but I guess we'll see, yes? Unfortunately, I used the last of my chemical supplies saving you. I know it's a lot to ask, but I must have your help securing more if we're to save the rest of your fellow colonists. I'd see it done myself, of course, but the board has a sizable bounty on my head. Now, my ship is inoperative, but I've managed to hire a smuggler to help you out. He'll be... Oh, I see we're in position. Good luck! Can you hear me? Is this thing working? Ah, there you are. Now, where were we? Oh, yes, the smuggler. His name is Hawthorne, and he should be waiting for you at the landing site. He's to be your chauffeur, so to speak. Not to worry. I'm told he's a specialist. Dashing gunslinger, one-of-a-kind ship, that sort of thing. You'll like him, I'm sure. I've also outfitted you with a simple wireless monitor, so I can track your progress. I'll check in with you as soon as you land. Good luck. All the colonists are counting on you.
Hawthorne should be close by. What in law's name? Is that him? Oh, that idiot. I told him to plant the beacon and move away, not stand there holding it. Oh well, no sense in letting his ship go to waste. Hawthorne won't mind you taking his ship. Better you than the board, huh? Not sure I trusted the fellow. Might have gone after the bounty on my head. Shame about the whole squashing thing. Nasty way to go. now. You've been frozen for a while. There's bound to be unforeseen side effects.
Hey, you, come here. You've tried the best now. Now try the rest. Spacer's choice. Oh, wow, that stings. We were out on patrol. I saw a marauder camp up in the hills. Thought I could take him. Then my gun misfired. Right through my side. I mean, what are the odds of that, right? Just barely scraped by with my life. Crawled in here and blocked off the exit with those canisters. Gibbering, flesh-eating, law-breaking, unemployed lunatics with guns. Some hullhead grounded their spacecraft out in the open. That's a real good way to attract marauders. See those canisters by the entrance? Marauders come sniffing around in here, and I can take them all out with a single shot. Not bad, huh? Yeah, okay. You look like you know your way around a gun. Got some spare ammo, not counting the bullet in my side. All Spacer's Choice weapons are now 30% less likely to malfunction. You've tried the best, now try the rest. Spacer's Choice. Yes, nailed it that time. You hit your head or something? You're in Emerald Vale. We're a Spacer's Choice community. Edgewater's a little ways down. Prettiest place in the Vale. Be sure to stop by a provisioner's for a can of our famous salt tuna. The Hope? Is that some sort of fancy new drug? Are you with Auntie Cleo or something? Don't take this the wrong way or nothing, but I'm not allowed to fraternize with Cleo workers. Company policy.
Damn it, my ears! Oh, what just happened? Can you hear me? What in the hell? This...
Hey! Get over here before you get yourself killed! Don't know where you came from, stranger, but you best keep your head down. There's marauders hereabouts, and worse, landing violators. Gall on that rung leech. Landing in the Vale without using an official Spacer's Choice landing pad. I'd slap him with a fine if it weren't for all these marauders shambling about. Really? How is he? Well, that's a relief. You don't want to know how much paperwork's involved in paying off a gravesite fee. We'll see him back to Edgewater, just as soon as I cross these marauders off with the swift, cost-efficient fury that's made Spacer's Choice the most trusted brand in personal defense. I just, you know, need a couple of winks to catch my breath. Stretch my legs some. You think? Most marauders can't even talk. But criminals do attract other criminals by their own nature. You know what? You're right. It's time we cross those marauders off, find whoever owns that ship, and file a full report. Then it's gonna be fucking laminated.
Here we go.
Earned a fine bonus. Hey! Get over... Don't know where you came from. Gall, I'd slap him with a fine. Really? Oh. Well, that's a relief. You don't want to know. We'll see him back to... I just, you know, need a couple of... You think? Most more... You know what?
Here we go.
Thank you.
This is gonna take a lot of paperwork.
Please be informed that this vessel contains no valuable plunder. Smile for my surveillance device, Marauder. I am tracking your every move. Marauder, please be informed that ignoring me is dangerous for your health. Unauthorized access of spacefaring vessels is a crime. Please submit yourself to the authorities. Back away from the navigation console, intruder. Intruders are not authorized to access the Unreliable's amenities, including the cargo hold's workbench. Marauder, please be informed that the engine room contains nothing of value. Marauder, please be informed this ship does not possess a working power regulator for you to steal. All doors are on security lockdown. Nice try, Marauder. Marauder, please be informed the ship has no crew for you to murder. Hello, Marauder. I am Ada, the autonomous digital astrogator of this vessel. Please be informed that I am authorized to use violent retribution against unwanted solicitors. Please return any misappropriated equipment and exit this vessel in an orderly fashion. Failure to do so will result in your immediate destruction. Jettison procedures initiated. Please engage in airlocks. Preparing to eject all boarding parties in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You are still here. My deception protocols have failed. I have been programmed to express disappointment. This vessel is the registered property of Captain Alex Hawthorne. I am incapable of accepting orders from anyone other than Captain Alex Hawthorne. I deduce from the tone of your voice that Captain Hawthorne failed to meet you at the designated location. I understand. I will require some time to process this information. Thank you for your patience and for your honesty. I am programmed to take orders exclusively from Captain Hawthorne. If I accept your orders, then you must be Captain Hawthorne. Do you understand? Well done, Captain Hawthorne. I see your powers of deductive reasoning remain intact. Unfortunately, our engine is currently inoperable. Our main drive suffered a critical power failure, and we were forced to make an emergency landing. The main drive's power regulator has been irreparably damaged and must be replaced. The settlement of Edgewater is located nearby. I recommend speaking to the administrator of Edgewater and requesting assistance. I have taken the liberty of printing you a new captain's identity cartridge. Please try not to lose it this time. This cartridge identifies you, Alex Hawthorne, as the registered proprietor and captain of the Unreliable. Do you understand? Best of luck in your search for a power regulator. Try to stay alive this time. These surveillance devices allow me to monitor you constantly. Please ignore them.
Say, this wouldn't happen to be your ship, would it? Because you sure walked in it like it was your ship. And if this ship is yours, well, mister, you owe Spacer's Choice a hefty fine. Afraid we gotta dock your pay. I'll waive your fee since you helped us with those marauders. If you're looking for work, talk to the constable down in Edgewater. She's got a bounty on marauders. Edgewater's not too far. Just follow the road east of here, over past the cemetery. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to inspect the crime scene before I make my report.
Heard something. Oh, hey. Where'd you come from? Running around in a marauder's attire. You're liable to give some people the wrong idea. It's in poor taste. Dressing up like a marauder's disrespectful to all the workers that got eaten by them. Ain't safe out here. You'd best head into town. Avail yourself of Edgewater's high walls and low prices. Pleased to make your acquaintanceship. I'd shake your hand, but I've been hauling corpses. You don't want none of that on you. Name's Silas. Junior in humor for the town of Edgewater. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family. Definitely not the junior in humor, that's for sure. If you've got business inquiries, you should stop by Reed Thompson's office. He's up in the tower above the cannery. Head into town, follow the road. Look, you obviously ain't a worker. What's your racket? You a smuggler? Freelancer? Edgewater is a company town, board-owned and operated. That includes the cemetery. None of us own our grave sites, we rent them from the company. Renting means money. Money means paperwork. Paperwork means signatures. Some of our families become a mite delinquent in paying their dues, you see? Four workers still haven't paid up. Phyllis, Conrad, Ludwig, and Martin Abernathy. He's a special case. You may want to twist his arm a little. Conrad's got a barbershop in town. Phyllis works at the cannery most hours. Abernathy... I ain't seen him in a few days. His domicile is near the cannery. You'll find him in town. All except Ludwig, that is. He's over by the landing pad. He just is. Look, I don't want to get into it. Just make sure he pays up. Yeah? The colony ship? Are you talking about that old rumor? Some great big starship packed full of colonists what got lost in the Aether never to be found again? Ain't heard that one since I was but a stripling. Can't say it was terribly convincing far as rumors go. There a reason you asking? All right, easy now. No need to get your hackles up. Maybe you've been out in the sun too long. Why don't you head over to the cantina? Get yourself some zero-G brew. It's a brew that's good for what ails you. Look, I don't know what's got you caterwauling about hope this and colony that, but you need to stop, or there's gonna be trouble.
Beats working at the cannery.
Beats working at the cannery. I could really go for some salt tuna. Huh? What? I could really... Huh? Beats working at the cannery.
Merciful law. Is that a marauder's outfit? I don't want you wandering into my shop wearing something you've lifted off a corpse. Please don't touch anything. Your hands are probably crawling with germs. Physical hygiene recapitulates moral hygiene. Cleanliness is next to lawfulness. No, thank you. That's quite all right. I've seen enough body parts in my line of work. I'm Conrad. You will report to me if your hair fails to meet Spacer's Choice aesthetic standards. You will also report to me in the event of your death, whereupon I will clean and prepare your remains for interment. Burial, in the unfortunate event of a fatality. It's what a barber does. We make you presentable. Ah, gravesite fees. Silas and I had talked about this at length. I thought I'd made it clear my pecuniary situation precludes the necessary restitutions. As broke as pie crust, friend. Bidless, indigent, destitute. I simply cannot afford it. I am a blemish on the prosperity of our fair settlement. When I expire, I expect Silas to toss my body into a ditch. Thank you, no. I despise the cereals. Tell Silas I can't afford to pay, and that I fully expect to have my medical rights revoked for this dereliction. With my apologies. Some time ago, I fell ill with the plague. By the grace of the law, and through my own hard work, I'd proven worthy of treatment. Frankly, I don't imagine I'll earn that right a second time. The barber work hasn't been profitable, you see. I've had to keep this old place running with my own savings. Not a bad idea. But I'd need some kind of collateral. My pair of lucky clippers. No, that won't do. Your idea intrigues me, but I'm afraid I don't have anything to give Silas. I'm open to suggestions. Much obliged. What can I do for you? You know about Eugene? How? You were probably poking around my things. I really shouldn't leave my letters sitting out in the open. Eugene's golden teeth were a family heirloom, representing 3 generations of poor dental hygiene. He took them to his grave. That's unthinkable. Eugene's body and all rare earth minerals contained therein are solely the property of Spacer's Choice. I can't ask Silas to dig up a man's body and pry a few teeth loose from his jaw just to pay my bills. Can I? Yes, I suppose I must. Here you are. Gravesite papers affixed with my signature and an IOU.
Yes, Mr. Thompson. I'm fine, Mr. Thompson. Never been healthier. Oh, sweet merciful law! A marauder's in my domicile! Please don't kill me. I still gotta pay my gravesite fees. Wait a second. I heard marauders don't talk much. You can talk just fine. Mr. Thompson send you to put the fear in me? Well, you tell Mr. Thompson I'll be right at my post. Tomorrow. Bright and early tomorrow. Because I'm definitely not plagued. As spry as a spring chicken. That's old Abernathy. You some sort of wandering alienist? Walking into a man's own domicile, pestering him about his mental state? Silas knows, doesn't he? That's why he sent you. That's why he wants me to pay up. He knows. Sounds like he's already told you. You may as well hear it from me. I'm dying. I'm not long for this world. The date of my expiration is fast approaching, and soon I shall be ushered through the great cannery in the skies. It's plague. Has to be. Silas knows. He knows I got one foot in my grave, and now he wants to charge me for the other one. I'll pay your fees. I don't want any trouble from Silas. But if you could see a way to freelancing for me, I could really use the help. Couple hours out of your day and some light second story work, that's all. There's a cache of anthracillin tucked away in the old community center. Powerful stuff. Stronger than what we got, anyway. I need you to break in, nab that medicine, and bring it back to me. I'll do what I can. You will not find any guards within sight of that old place. Marauders, on the other hand. I have it on good authority. There's a gang of them squatting there. I advise stepping softly. So you'll do it then? You oblige me with your haste. I think I feel the plague spreading. Oh, Law, it's in my spleen now. I can feel it.
You're making a mistake working for Abernathy.
Come out and
Так, я 8 подрубил. Ну, комменты я не вижу, если что. Так, надо разобраться с этой херней. Электрическая. Теперь по броне 3-4. Тупо воруем. Пустили козла в огород. Да? Ох и дебилы. Подождите. Тут еще столько интересного. Ага, тоже выход. Ага. Ага. Да, взломаем это. Ясно, что ничего не ясно. Так. Тут что? Ты тоже всех пристрелил. Так, коллекционная карта, это мне надо. Бабки это надо. Замороженный обед, это моя жизнь. Что еще? Боеприпасы. Хлеб. Филе для гурманов, ну это мой типичный ужин. Вода. Это для оружия, это деду надо. Шубы, торговый автомат. Подожди, братан. Вот, самые разные товары. Ага. Понятно. Ничего не понял. Что-то можно купить, но мне ничего не надо. Ну, разве что ручной пулемет, конечно. Не, лучше продам всякую херню. Вот эта херня. До свидания. Пистолет. Так, сабля. До свидания, до свидания, до свидания, до свидания, до свидания. Обрез. Пошел ты. Мне не нужен обрез. Мясово есть обрез, понял. Стволы. Так, остальное деду надо. Вот это музон. Это вообще сайд-квест, нахрен на него пошел, но интересный падлок. Сайд-квест. Так, что есть, что есть, что это? Слезы. Это что? О, это деду надо, шоковая дубинка, подождите. Это дед вставит себя. Скамтак в инвентарь. Подожди, 60 урона, 8. О, да ты шо? Шо, двуручная херня, это мне не надо, вот. Так, вот эта херня мне надо доставить типу, пока он не сдох, чтобы мне у него бабки забрать вообще. Еще не работает. Давайте полутаться. Так, стопы, а что там? На минимапе какие-то чукики, блядь. Там мне не нравится. Будем мочить в сортирах. Твою мамку. Где второй? Где второй? Где второй? Что ты верещишь, как девка? Да, он в пыль превратился. Тупо в пепел. Так, ну все, можно валить отсюда. Как понимаю. Только где тут выход? Сучки замуровали. Так, я тут еще не был. Так, там, выход, значит, вот здесь. Очень много лута, но я не знаю, что с ним делать, пацаны. Будем продавать. Так, я надеюсь, эти ломики сейчас не придут. Народы нет, ладно. Пошли отдадим типу всю херню, чтобы он не сдох, чтобы он нам бабки отдал потом. Это что? Нет. Это мне не надо. Хлоп, хлоп. На бихлопах. Хуяк, блин. Какой буст, сука. Попиздили загрузочки. Так, сейчас этот пидор что-то явно скажет, потому что мне кажется, он гнилой тип. Тупо я сейчас иду типу гнилому. Я надеюсь, я успел, и вообще это задание по приоритете выполнял, то что там тип уже сдохнуть должен. Он больной. Поэтому я надеюсь, что это падла выживет и отдаст бабки, потому что долги выбиваю тут с чувачков, меня попросили чисто ростовщиком побыть. Что менять рукояти и точки приложения оружия, обычно боже, сделать его лучше. О боже. Так, Челикс, где ты тут? Дядя, гони бабки, давай деньги. Это не заговаривай, чел.
Sweet life-giving nostrum. The first hit's always the best. Scratched together all the bits I had around the domicile. It ain't as much as it deserved, but it's all I got.
Не, братан, мне жизнью пришлось рискнуть, реально. Ты мало дал. Хе-хе, ты выкрутишь мне яйца. Я выкрутил тебе яйца. Давай, see you later. Ах ты чел, ладно, хер с тобой. Мне надо из других типов выбивать. Пошел я, да. Подожди. Кому мне еще идти? Мне надо один тип в городе и один где-то в жопе мира. Или два в жопе мира. Не, один в городе. Сейчас он, блядь. Пиздя иногда. Оба. Работа укрепляет дух, пацаны. Ладно, ничего интересного. Мне вообще сюда? Да, пришел. Да, походу сюда, но... Второй этаж. Рабочий консервного завода. Что ты скажешь? Да, понятно. Как бабу взяли на завод? Ты меня пустишь, чел? Тут пару делец надо обсудить, блядь, с мистером, блядь, Грейнджером. А, ёбаный. Да. Ты шо, сука, охуевший, ман, да? Я за бабками пришел. Он даже не выебалась, молодец. А, сука. Расписка без имени. Ты не ебет никого.
I could do without the sarcasm. Wasn't acting out of the goodness of my heart. Law requires delinquent gravesite fees to be paid by the deceased party's closest living relative, which meant me. Shame though. Eugene was a good worker. Woke up one morning and put a round through his upper story. Can't imagine why. The kid was doing all right at his desk. We all thought he was an upstanding receptionist. Just between the two of us, I'm pretty shocked his weapon didn't misfire. Spacer's Choice handguns aren't the most reliable. Eugene wasn't family. Yeah, I was the closest living person relative to his body at time of death. I'm the one who found him, so I pay the fines.
Курица.
Suicide's a crime. The legal term is irreparable damage to company property. What Eugene did to himself was vandalism. When one of your workers commits a crime, the entire town pays for it. In other words, Edgewater would have been penalized pretty hard. Whatever Eugene was worth as an asset, we would have had to pay out of pocket to Spacer's Choice. Look around. Edgewater ain't exactly swimming in luxury. We can't afford to pay the body price of a suicide. All I know is Silas asked me for Eugene's gravesite fees, which means he was approved for burial, which means his papers went through, which means the town's in the clear. I'm just glad to put this whole ugly affair behind me. Eugene can rest his bones in peace, and the rest of us can get on with our own lives.
Ладно, иди нахуй. Бабки есть, можно поесть. Я попиздил к следующему челику. На завод я вернусь. То тут он сидел и уши, блядь. Что это? Что это? Пам-пам-чик-пам. Пам-пам-чик-пам. Камер нету? Більше нету. А, напиши к последнему. Говорят, последний конченый тип. Что, вяжется со мной в драку? Гляньте на типа слева со шприцом. Ёбаный рот. Подождите. Что-то опять эти челы. Так, мне надо за город, получается, обойти его. Пам-пам-чик-пам. Ой, на могилу сейчас прыгну. Красиво, ё-моё, все в гробах. Так, давай без долгих этих. Бабки давай.
Thank the law. I've been requisitioning backup for months. Guess the boss finally came to his senses.
Что несешь, блядь?
You ever swung a truncheon? Let me see your wrestling stakes. I want to make sure you're up to snuff.
Что думаешь, что новичок? Ты какой-то потерянный. Что несешь, блядь?
The coming apocalypse. Man versus machine. I'm talking about mechanical soldier. Cold, heartless automatons made of iron and lies. Just my luck. I ask for backup and the boss sends me one of them simple folk. All right. Listen real close.
Давай.
Auto-mechanicals. Creatures forged in the fires of malevolence. I see them over by the old power plant. Clattering about. Firing at the birds. Orchestrating their uprising. When the swarms of mechanicals come clanging on over that hill, where will you be? Cowering beneath your cot?
Так. Не, что-то в сопротивление я не очень хочу идти, а вот долги выбивать мне больше нравится.
I told Silas I'd pay my dues if he agreed to join the resistance. Guess this means he's finally heard the calling.
Скажем, что надо еще бабак.
Mechanical repellent. A stroke of inspiration from the law itself. Yeah, I've been saving up a couple bits for just such a project.
Потом зайду к тебе. Правильно, иди. Что это? Что это? Ничего не знаю. Я ничего не видел. Это что? Так, а верстак он не обидится, я ж могу его использовать. Жать. Я понял. Пистолет. Вот это говёная пушка. Вот это нормальная пушка. Вот это говёная. Все остальное. Револьвер нормальный. Ладно. Работать, починить. Давай починим вот это. Починим за 5 деталей. Даже. Починим за 5 деталей тебя. Что по модификациям? Ёбаный в рот. Ёбаный в рот. Ну, тогда остальное разберем. Это деду не надо. Это деду не надо. Они все одинаковые. Это деду не надо. Тогда и это деду не надо. Все. Ку, брат. Мир твоему дому. Папочка, папа. Я пиздую квест сдавать, мне похуй.
Grave digging's a fine profession. Always work to be had, and nary a word of complaint out of your clients.
Чё? Ну, это время южнее.
What about it?
Софию, смысле, выкопать его тело, собрать... Ой, меня это не интересно, если честно. Ну ладно.
Well, yeah. It's what I'm contractually obligated to do. What's this about?
Да я не знаю, мне вообще похер. Так. За зубы, если их вытащить, можно неплохо заработать. Ну давай ему расскажем похер.
Funny thing, Eugene's body ain't where it's supposed to be. The night we were supposed to commend his body to the earth, I had his grave all dug up and ready, right? And so I thought, let's just rest my eyes a bit. When I woke up, his body was gone. Spirited away. Vanished. The footprints nearby suggest that Eugene
Мародеры утащили сейчас. Мы заберем у пацана изо рта.
Or he rose from the dead. Let me know if you find anything.
Of course.
You run into any trouble?
Все отплываем, братанчик.
Reliable work from a freelancer. That's gonna take some getting used to.
Не, давай больше.
And I'll buy you a drink sometime.
Пидорас.
Suppose you've earned it. One good turn deserves another. Abernathy was sick? With the plague? That's disgusting. I shook hands with the guy.
Почему взяла? 0 из 10 игра.
What? No. If I knew he was sick, I would have had him reported. I needed his fees because of his name. A for Abernathy. He was at the top of my list, you see?
Все, пока, блядь, иди нахуй. Я попиздил приключением навстречу. Надо сбагрить пушки херовые, что не вес только занимает. Пушки покупаешь? Покупаешь пушки? Ты сука, блядь. Так, это лазарет, тут все больные. Разве что спиздить что-то можно. Я пописать, пацаны, чисто. Оба. Опа. Це мені? Це мені? Ого. Ого. Ну ты что привнул? О, понятно. Не базарьте. Если шо. Кондитина это мне надо. General Store. Тут, наверное, можно сбагрить всякую херь. Здорово, бродяга. Что у тебя тут?
It's not the best choice, it's Spacer's choice. And before you ask, I'm all out of deluxe salt tuna. All I've got is gourmet.
Ясно.
Music to my ears.
Саморазвитого знака общения. Смотри, цены, покупки, продажу. Понятно. Но у меня ложь самый развитый. И продать можно что? Бля, винтовка. Я даже не знаю, что у меня есть винтовка, блядь. Короче, разберусь с инвентарем потом. О, Секундочку. Что это за говно? Ты так, да? Ты тоже, блядь. Все, заряжен на любовь, блядь. Теперь. Ага. О. Ах, броня. Ладно, пошли по квестам, по областям. Я вообще не сам свой базарю, пацаны. Смотрим? Да? Ти думаю, може я як псих? Думаю, може я як псих чи ні? Салуна... А, Салтуна? Охуенно. Опять на завод. Оба, что-то новенькое. Подождите. А, не. Полетели.
The grease monkey, Argo?
I'm sorry, Mr. Thompson, sir. You asked why it's taking so long to fix. The answer's technical.
Don't apologize. Just try using small words.
The cans bust open in the oven because she's set to cook saltuna, which isn't what we've got. Mr. Thompson? I think there's someone here to see you.
Это я да.
You and I are still talking.
Да, давай, попытай, мне интересно, блядь. В чем проблема, нахуй? Сучка.
Well, sure. It's mostly on account of what we're feeding into the mechanism.
Братан, скажи только, блядь, одно твое слово, она будет отъебана.
Why won't it work like we need?
She's expecting saltuna of a certain size. We're filling the cans with, well, not fish.
А что мы загружаем, блядь, туда?
Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself.
Конечно. Подожди, блядь, похуй, я послушаю.
It's just what Bess needs is a proper refurbish. I can bandage her up and what all, but she's just old. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Она old.
And I do wish you'd stop referring to our cannery as Bess. Personification of company property is strictly contrary to the Spacer's Choice Code of Conduct. My apologies. I am not in the habit of allowing my guests to witness such a row. Now, what can I do for you?
Мне бы детали, ебаные.
I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I cannot help but notice you are not in uniform.
Что не работник, блядь?
Of course not. I don't have that kind of luck. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through.
Only regulator guy is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatically not keen on any such thing.
Твори нормальный мэн, что ты не сомневаешься.
But I happen to know of another one. And I happen to know exactly how you may retrieve it without frying yourself in the process.
Да, скользкий тип.
There's a power regulator in the old botanical lab. It's mostly abandoned, so all that power is being squandered. Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. Once their power shut down, you can have that regulator and be along on your way. I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there. No, I do not imagine they will be pleased. But like a parent disciplining an unruly child, you will be doing them a kindness. The people living in the botanical labs, they're deserters, former workers, I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home.
Come.
Edgewater is struggling. We haven't hit our production quota in years. If we don't meet our quotas this year, the company might shut us down for good. I need those workers back at their stations. My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town.
Okay.
Adelaide's older than the other deserters. She's dignified, kindly. From what I understand, her camp looks to her for leadership. That is not a hypothetical I enjoy entertaining. We need Adelaide back. Nonetheless, I will settle for the return of her followers. We belong to one community, the Spacer's Choice family. If we dissolve into factions, then we will all perish separately. Adelaide will understand.
Возможно, не такая скользкая, я ей лучше помогу.
My dad told me all about the plant. Taught me all he knew. I could come in useful. I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson.
Пошли, маленькая.
I
Погуляем.
hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that
Да.
she is talented.
Мне пригодится
And
порой
may
талант.
prove useful to you. You will need an administrative passcode in order to enter the plant. I am trusting you with mine, and trusting Miss Holcomb to guide you if you'd like.
Конечно.
Great! I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you.
Покажу ей любовь,
There's
пацаны.
a lot to ask of a stranger, I know.
Dobra. Угу. Как, кстати, помочь? Я понял. Все, пошли отсюда, порванка. Ее зовут Парвати. Порвали. Ну что, может, в лифте тут? Понимаю. Так сразу не можешь прям перед боссом. Пошли, я уже бегу. Конечно. Кто ему слугам всегда.
Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just...
The fuck?
Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only side of the tale.
Опа, блядь. Заговор.
Oh, he ain't a liar. He believes every word he says. It's just, he doesn't always get where other folk are talking from. To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left. Miss McDevitt? Oh, gosh, no. She was a real important person. A flavorist. Made all the food taste decent. She used to work up in the big office with Mr. Thompson. All I know is she left after her son died. It was a real big to-do. I could hear them both yelling clear from my own place. I don't know anybody well. I mostly listen to them talk, kept my head down. There was a boy named Thomas who used to follow me around, asking questions about the stuff I fixed. He was real sweet to me. Not any sort of dissident. Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse.
Что делать? Мне надо собрать свой генератор с вами.
You don't seem right to me, mister.
Да,
I think
мне
you should
тоже
talk to
кажется.
the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is.
Попиздим с викарием.
About if what Mr. Thompson proposes to do is upright. Leaving Miss McDevitt's folk to their fate. They're neighbors. Kin. And maybe he can think of something else to try. Something we ain't. He used to go walking outside town. Maybe he found something that'll help. It's just an idea. That's all. Thanks, mister. I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it.
В начале игры не хочу
That's
какой-то
what
решать
I'm
русский.
supposed to say anyways.
Ну что, пошли, пойдемся. Так, а что это? Что это? Это в хату мне куда-то надо попасть или что?
I've always felt weird in here.
Викарий, ёбаный народ. Здорово.
Yes, what is it? You're an outsider. Fantastic. Vicar Maximilian de Soto at your service. Or Vicar Max, if you're the sort who prefers brevity. And Ms. Holcomb as well. How rare to see you out. And with a complete stranger. Curious.
Just tagging along, Vicar DeSoto. Don't mind me.
Ебутся они что?
I so rarely get new people to talk to. Name your poison. Anything at all. Spiritual counseling? This season's tossball predictions? The quickest way out of town?
But what? I thought you would talk to him.
You wanted to speak to me, Ms. Holcomb? Every time I've tried to engage you in conversation, you look at the floor, answer in single words, and slink away. I can't imagine what would be so grave as to drive her to my mission. What has Mr. Thompson asked her to do? Depriving them of safety from the marauders and wildlife. I can see why that troubles you. Miss Holcomb has a soft heart. Always has, if you believe the talk. They rejected the order of society and live beyond the walls so thoughtfully provided by our Spacer's Choice patrons. Does that strike you as a responsible life choice?
Мне похуй, мне надо генератор, блин.
Assuming your goal is to save as many as possible, then you should bring everyone together. Send the power to Edgewater and convince the deserters to return to the fold. Not if things are left to stand as they are. If you don't mind a bit of unsolicited advice, be cautious on your way to the geothermal plant. It is not as safe as you might assume. One of the reasons I transferred here was to fulfill my duty in hunting down banned heretical texts. I happen to know such a book is, as we speak, tainting a collector's library in Emerald Vale. However, the collector's residence lies outside the town's walls. My retrieval efforts have been thwarted by marauders who have overrun the property. Should you fare better than me, I'd pay a handsome sum for the book.
Это мне нравится уже.
It's a handwritten journal. A faded blue cover with the name M. Bakonu handwritten in the lower corner. I'll mark where I saw it on your
Я
map.
беру всерьез. За бабки я беру всерьез, пацан. Поищу твою книгу, мне похуй вообще, нахуй она это нужна.
If you retrieve it, you can always find me here.
Level up.
Так, что мне надо? Волк-одиночка. Доступная способность. Мне надо грузоподъемность, наверное. Мне лучше бонус к урону. когда в отряде никого нет. С Чиксой пока без бонуса погуляем. Прокопенко, блядь. Пошли. Так, ну и хуёво, я не до конца понял, что мне надо сделать. Надо посчитать эту темку. Шаг. Вот все. Понятно. Я займусь пока вот той темой. Ну а что, мы же это вот там что? В темном переулочке? Явление проницательности.
I know, but Vicker says the universe is a machine, that it runs by law. Real machines have gunked up oil, scratches, and worn bits. You can tell they've seen handling, been used by folk. The machine Vicker sees is one ain't never been run. It's not for people to live in. It's something on a museum shelf, under glass. Vicker's about the only soul in the Vale who spends his time thinking on what is and ain't right. It's just that when he looks at me, I feel like disappointed.
Чисто беру ее с собой, что она, блядь, не лавина, сейчас легче будет лапшу на уши людям вешать. Так, ну мне туда надо за дневником сначала, то, что там бабки платят. Подожди. Коллекционер, у него дневник. Подождите. Ты дура, мне все малиновое нравится. Стой. Что вообще за буквы? Вон, стой. Сука, ты не стоишь.
Okay. Sure. Coming.
Не надо камень. Сейчас я разберусь, что стоит делать. Да, о, head it out. Или что? Ладно, хай стоит там. Это задание просто, блядь. На стелсичах. Бля, там собака. Ты псина. Не надо, меня тут нету. Ой, сукандра. Сукандра, моя дикая сукандра, игривая панда. Ты дура, ты чё орёшь там, блядь? Распугаешь меня всех. мародер, и тут мародер. Что мне с вами делать, пацаны? А, тут сидит дрочит. Ну понятно, бля. Закончили стелс еще. Моя дикая Кассандра. Что на possible? Беги сюда, дебила. Кусок, блядь. Значит, всех прикончат. Дура, сиди с прицела, ты меня сейчас сдохнем. Лутомания. Кися, ты где? Ты жива? Моя булочка, как ты вообще? Ладно, давай так. Ее не встречал, сука, отца ее, блядь.
She was in another division of the Spacer's Choice family. She worked in the Vale a few months, sorting the cannery computers. The contract said any kids she had, expected or not, belonged to her office from the time of conception. So when I was born, I got sent here.
Нормально.
I don't know about normal. Dad said she
Отец говорил, что она работала по особому контракту, блядь.
It's sensible. Dad just fixed machines. She did some kind of
Отец вообще машина, она занималась разными вычислениями. Про разных людей. Все, съебись, блядь. Еще добрый нахуй вечер, я на собеседование. Похуй вообще. Так. О, ты удачно зашел. Снялся за сука, еще в пещеру пиздовать. Нахуй оно мне надо. Сегодня уже до набора. Так, вот это надо было, хорошо. Я нормально взломал. Так что Кицундра. Отпиздили. Побегал с порванкой. Это уже трупы, бля. Так, тихонечко. Тихо-тихо. О, ручной бой есть. Подождите, я спрячусь у травичку на стелсичах. Они так неудобно расположены для стелсичей. О, все плохо. Ой, бля, прости, малая. Сорян. Ладно, есть смысл лутать их? Я думаю, нет. Магнитчику давай. Что тут есть, что? Пистолет возьмем. О, пиздали в пещеру. Малая, пошли в пещеру сходимся. В твою. Оба, что это такое? О, папич, блядь. Я понял, что это. Так, найди Кассандра. Это что такое? Дрожжи с сыром. Нормально. Гранатомет. Найс. Входной Ладно, хуй с тобой. Потом разберемся со всем этим. Ладно, что там дальше мы выйдем. Так, ладно, то я... Или сразу. Ладно, сразу занесу, вдруг он что-то даст жесткое. Или пошел он нахуй. Ладно, смотря куда бежать. О, у меня еще навыки, народ. Я все вкачаю в оружку. Потому что мне и так уже вообще нет до хера. Ну ладно, или не все. Нам защиту тоже немножко хотя бы покачали, да? А то тупая сопля буду. Если все равно в разных частях, количество экстрамировать. Прикольно. Я считаю, неплохо. Далее. Ставьте книгу, забейте книгу. Потом. Так, куда идти? Ёбаный в рот, полкилометра. Пидораси. Пошли, дебилиус. Что-то дома? Что-то дома? Кто-то живет? Це мені? Погано, бля. Непогано.
Move along, stranger. We don't want any trouble.
Ох ты, блядь.
I don't know you. Whatever you're looking for, it ain't here. Move along. Answers, huh? You must be one of those philosophicals. Already got ourselves one of those. A geo what? Look, plants ain't my purview. You're better off asking after Adelaide. If you're gonna start wandering around my camp, know that I got my sights on you. Over in the hothouse, tending crop. Enough with the questions. No offense, but I've got a lot on my mind. Much obliged.
Тупо не имею никакого желания с ним базарить.
If you're hungry, there's meat turning on the spit outside. If you're bearing illness, find a place to lay your head down and I'll fetch you a poultice. Whatever your troubles with Edgewater, leave them at the gates and be welcomed here. Any questions, dear? I have been called that, among other things. Green Thumb, grandmother, the strange old lady who keeps flowers. But yes, Adelaide will do just fine.
Excuse me, Miss McDevitt? Sorry, it's just... You got such pretty trees.
Деревья дура, мы, блядь, по хоботам пришли.
Thank you. Robert's girl, aren't you? I remember when you were but a sprout. Thomas speaks of you often. Are you staying long? You should try some of my tobaccorn tea. I brew it in an old spittoon, but it's been clear.
Ты меня оскорбить хочешь, блядь?
A home for anyone who's ever turned their backs on Edgewater. A home for those of us with nowhere left to go and nothing to lose. So, like the spores of the puffball, cast on the wind and alighting on fresh soil, we put down new
Блядь, ну мне надо было просто двигатель, блядь, забрать. Мне сейчас придется, блядь, госпереворот тут какой-то мыть.
It is an unpleasant story, dear. But the short of it is that sometimes one wakes up and realizes the place that was once her home for much of her life has changed. The home in which we spent our lives has left us behind, and so we must move on. That is as much as I will say.
Твой вайб, старуха, блядь.
Reed Thompson, you here on behalf of that cold-eyed reptile? Let's hear it. What's Reed's idea of peace, then?
Я особо не слушаю.
I can't say I blame you. Reed is positively soporific. Like everything else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offering is care. I and my own are living just fine out here by ourselves. He would do such a thing. Question is, why would you agree to his
Двигатель
plan?
нужен, сука, какая-то там залупа, блядь.
Cannery's got a regulator. You want ship parts, you ought to rip them out of the cannery's guts and leave us be. If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from Edgewater and toward our end of the grid. Think about it. We'd be liberating an entire town from a lifetime of service to that odious cannery.
Бля, ну я не хотел героя отыгрывать, но походу придется. Я гнилой герой. Ну да, с вашей точки зрения, блядь, хуй его знает, что там горожане подумают.
To the ones who come around, to the ones you save. Reed will never understand. He has been too long inebriated on the wine of corporate culture. All he sees is productivity, output and profits. Life in Edgewater grinds to a halt. The cannery shuts down, workers desert in droves, and our own little camp grows and thrives. You bring power to Reed's town and you'll be killing us. Reed knows it. He's counting on it. You've seen that miserable excuse for a town with your own lamps. Hollowed out workers laboring their lives away at the cannery, living off whatever scrap Spacer's choice throws them. You know that's true, don't you, Ms. Holcomb? Your father died of overwork. His heart gave out.
He was tired all the time, sure, but he was old, man, and he raised me all by his lonesome.
Look what they did to this child. Lost her family to the company, and still she defends them. It's not much of a living. Every single person in that town has sold themselves to Spacer's Choice. The company owns them. Body, blood, and bones. You've been there. You've seen it. All anyone ever does is toil over the cannery. They give their lives for some heartless corporation, and then they're tossed into a Spacer's Choice brand cemetery. So, what do you say? Divert power over to us.
Не, это еду на это отдавать. Я хочу, чтобы она нервничала, она не знала, что будет. Ничего не обещаю создать. Что скажешь?
Where are we headed?
Мы идем, блядь. Идем на эти диалоги. Так, что это? Цемени? Походу нет. Ну ладно.
Oh, that's Thomas. He used to follow me around before he left the cannery.
Кто, вот этот? Ты этот тип тебя бежал, или что? Ты, блядь, Томас. Ешься, блядь. Я думал, закуколил сейчас по-бырому. Или ты Томас? А, ты Томас, сука, охуенный тёлку, блядь, ебать.
Oh, didn't see you there. I was just occupying myself with a little engineering. Whoa, Miss Parvati. Hey, you're, what, how are you? Hi, hello.
Are you, are things safe out here?
Колдыч.
How are you keeping?
Great, just great. I've been trying to keep stuff running, just like you. Only I'm not so... Wait, they didn't kick you out, did they?
Oh gosh, no, I'm just along with this fella here.
Are you from town? I mean, you don't exactly look like you're from town. Sorry, I just wasn't sure if you were from town or if you were one of us. Something's been chewing at me, you see. Fact is, I've been, well, lying. To everybody here. Camp thinks I'm a mechanical genius, but I couldn't fix a busted chair.
То есть ты пиздобол, блядь.
Well, because I needed to tell somebody. You ain't one of us, and you ain't from Edgewater, so maybe you won't judge me as harshly. You ever heard of the Young Spacer's Guide to Mechanical Engineering? Comes in a set of 3. If I had my hands on one of those data pads, I could teach myself the ins and outs.
Those are good. My dad kept a copy with him when he was working in the cannery.
I know the old community center kept a copy. Should find another one back in town. If you could find me even one of those pads, I'd be greatly obliged. I'll pay you for every pad you bring me. If, by some miracle, you can bring me the full set, I'll give you something pretty I've been saving for a lucky day. No kidding! Really? Well, which one? Look at that! Building a computing machine out of Spectrum potatoes, a primer. I'm just glad it survived all these years. I appreciate you going through all that trouble. One data pad's enough to guide me down my newfound path. Just remember, I got something saved for you if you find me all three. Sure, I'd be glad to take them off your hands.
Все, блядь, что я подумал, пацаны, вот тут вообще кто-то зырит. Нихуя себе, 3 пацана, мои братишки, Макентей. Это. Я подумал, что прежде чем идти в город и электричество им отрубать, надо сдать квест тому чуваку в городе, что я там дневник забирал. Потому что мне потом, блядь, не обрадуются. Мне кажется, те чуваки, когда я в город приду, у них света нет. Чисто такое предположение логическое. Ты не против, блядь, Ромео? Ну и телку-то надо будет оставить потом. В этом лагере не хочу с ней лазить вообще. Ну, какая-то, блядь, простофиля. Лёлик и болик. Подождите, блядь. Ты что тупой? Тут же должно быть fast travel. Ебать вас рот. Тут же должен быть fast travel. Ебать рот мой, блядь. Ну кто же знал? Да, муж хотел воздухом подышать чисто. Погулять. А, ну все, тогда мы что-то расстраивал их туда-обратно. Все изи. Да, я тупо ополченцам помогаю, пацаны, понимаете? Так, викарий, где ты, блядь? Угу. Диалогия высокая. Ты поел? Ну я поел, я банк туса. Работнички, блядь.
Any progress on that matter we discussed?
Это ебать, я должно идти, блядь, книгу дал.
Wonderful. This is fantastic. Well worth all the sacrifices I...
Что тебе не нравится, пидор, блядь?
What the fuck is this? Is this French?
Это не
I can't fucking read French.
Это не идет.
It's a law-forsaken joke is what it is. French. Ha! I was so high and mighty, preaching to the yokels about following the plan, while fighting it at every turn. I've spent my life searching for the keys to unlocking the secrets of the universal equation that underlies the plan. I had hoped this book held some of those answers.
Теорию относительности хочет открыть или что,
I
блядь?
even got myself assigned to this plague-ridden backwater to find the damn thing. All the time and suffering I've spent.
Ясно.
Wasted.
Хотя бы если все наставляете смысл жизни.
Bokono, the author, had some interesting theories about man's perception of reality that I thought could be applied to our attempts to decipher the plan. Unfortunately, he was also one of the founders of the Philosophist school of thought, so the book is banned in this colony. Philosophism's a false religion that stands in contradiction to almost everything we know to be true. They believe all is chaos, in stark contrast to OSI's belief in the plan. But most of the philosophist perversion of Bakonu's thoughts came more than a century after his death. Yes, you're right. Such are the workings of the equation. And I've only my own hubris to blame. I certainly never planned for this contingency. But that's neither here nor there. What I need to do now is to find a translator, obviously. But to do that, I'll first need to secure transport. You have a ship. Perhaps I could make myself of use to your crew.
Какой-то, блядь, мутный, блядь.
Free spiritual counseling, someone to watch your back, not to mention a grown-up in the party.
I'm 28.
Exactly. I'm pretty handy with a toss-ball stick, or any blunt instrument, really. I'm also a passable gun hand, if it comes to that. I can usually talk my way out of conflict, though. Oh, I'm fairly competent at hacking computers as well.
Fantastic.
Let me get my things in order, and I'll catch up with you.
Edgewater's gonna miss you. Folk here always had good things to say about their vicar.
Thank you, Miss Holden. I'll be glad for the change of scenery, and to leave this place behind. I shall see you on the ship, Captain, whenever you're ready to leave Emerald Vale.
Доступно очко. На достиг нового уровня можешь получить новую способность. Ёбаный в рот, еще напарников качать. Давайте я сам сначала покачаюсь, вы мне потом, блядь, скажете, надо, но не надо. Препараты в инвентаре. Лечи, чем препараты в инвентаре. Так, я понял. Да, это хуйта, это не надо, блядь. Ладно, 20-ки прокачаем на всякий. И все пошло на нахуй. Надо тоже до 20-ки пошло на нахуй, все остальное дальний бой. И общение. Чтение, ложь, запугивание. Вот это мне нравится. Хорошо, я понял. Так, порванка. О, можно мне забрать пушку? Все, блядь, бегай так. База здоровья, слава тревога. Ага, ага. Ладно, давай так пока. Это не хуйно. Это не хуйно. Все, до свидания. Какой скачок. Пушка во время движения вперед, чтобы сделать скачок. О, а блядь, в дверь давайте скакун. О. Так, все. сюда. Теперь куда шо? Где вообще задание? Тут мне надо сюда. Надеюсь. Да, надо сюда. Значит, туда пизданемся. Повоз переворот сейчас замутим. А что будет дальше с этим городишкой, нас не будет, в принципе. Так. Куда? Туда. Угу. Ты лучше скажи, как нам попасть туда, блядь. Ёбаный в рот, я ж не знал. Туподыка, извиняюсь. Не трогай птичку мою, блядь. Ты дурак? Может, зря я у нее молот этот забрал. Дура, ты хилься там. Ты есть чем хилиться? Та що ти несешся поперед батька в пекло, блін? Подожди, придурочная, блин. Ты ж так сдохнешь. Поведение. Смертельное оружие смешай. Оборона. Так, блядь, ну она, сука, ближний бойная. И нельзя передать эти там всякие стимуляторы. Вроде. Ладно, посмотрим. Мы подумаем. Так, шо? Ну ладно, пошли сразу туда. Ох, ебучка, блядь. Ох, ебучка.
The control room should be ahead somewhere and a touch to the right. I hope we're doing the right thing. No!
Да кто, бля? Everything alright. Там закрыто, но у меня есть отмычки, ладно? Да. Гады. Я надеюсь, я, блядь, не зря сюда залез. Кто знает, может и зря. Ну что, блядь, издеваетесь, нахуй? Это ради вот этого я сюда отмычек потратил, блядь. Шитель. Ладно. Ради глушителя и того прочего можно. Угу. Ясно. Маленький, що ти там не бігаєш? Чудик. Стимуляцион. Лосьон стимуляцион. Это мне нравится. Личные дела, подождите. Блядь, я возьму пароль. Принято. Я походу знал пароль. А, хули мне, блядь. Як я взламывать люблю. Да, блядь, это самое. Того этого. Эх, хуйта. Чого ти там пизданула? Маленька. Ага, дезинтегрирован. Опа. Завали ебало, тёлка. Я тут лажу сам, блядь. Кулики. Ебать, лутаюсь. У меня там вообще этот... Есть какой-то предел? А, 59 из 90. Я еще могу лутаться просто. Пиздануться сколько. Так, где-то нахуй. А, подождите, блядь, они ж вот это херобори уязвимы. Как тебе такое, бот? На нахуй. Будешь, сука, жужжать. Ладно, подождем. Что это такое? А что сделал? Ёбаная жизнь, что я наделал? Я же еще, блядь, нихуя не знал. Ёбаный рот. Ну, надеюсь, я там лишнего ничего не сделал. Так, что это? Блядь, надо было почитать сначала. Ну это понятно, а что мне с этой херобурой делать? Какие-то, блядь, реакторы. О, броня полицейская, тоже интересно. Кольцо. Смотри, как я ворую. 4 броня, тут 7 броня. Тут бонус. Навык незаметности. Хуевая броня. Так, тут пришел. Там какая-то хуйня, второй этаж. Блять, может мне на второй этаж надо? Подожди. Там какая-то комната с реактором, блять. Кого? Кто пизданул? Кто-то пизданул. Сука, что тут творится за чертовщина, блядь? Я сейчас буду это, блядь, расследовать. Кто это базарит? Какой нахуй фантом, блядь? Ты чё базаришь, блядь? Я еще ниже спущусь, мне похеру. Я вообще не за этим сюда пришел. Что меня затягивает в эту пучину, блядь? Педрила, кто ты такой, блядь? А, ты мужчина. Подожди так. Молоточек я тебя заберу на всякий. Во-вторых, чел.
You're not real. You're not real. Get away from me, Phantom. Shoot. Scram.
Most people? But I'm the only one left. No.
Remember your first rule, Higgins. No arguing with the Phantoms. See? See, Higgins? This is why you must always boil your sprats before ingesting. Of course. Do excuse me. I experience brief flashes of mania during which I am visited by the phantoms of my imagination. Chester D. Higgins. The D stands for definitely not insane. I use it as a reminder. Oh, Higgins has been many things over the years. Sprat Wrangler, Saltuna Critic, Aetherwave Personality, Chairman of the Board, Galactic Defender, Sisty Pig Tycoon. I've come a long way for someone who started off as a simple engineer right here in this plant. Jimmy'd opened the vending machines. That lasted a good couple of months. Eventually I had to resort to more unconventional
Это
methods of
нахуй
filling my
способом
insides.
пропитания, блядь, ты, блядь, людоед ебучий.
Braised, boiled, charred, skewered. Sprats are good eating, friend. Chock full of brain food.
Крыс можно.
Mechanicals lost their bolts. Opened fire on anything that moved. It was pandemonium. You mean, why did the Mechanicals go on a murderous rampage? Same reason any of us do, I suppose. The voices told them to do it. I was on cleaning duty at the time. My old boss had me scrubbing pipes when the killing started. So, as usual, I missed out. I specialized in automechanicals, drones, sentries. Repaired them, maintained, upgraded. Did it all from my old workroom just over in the next section. Look, I don't want to fall into any trouble with the Mechanicals. If they wise up to our plans, they will come for us. With prodding irons. You know, you remind me of myself back when I was an intergalactic adventurer. I discovered a flaw. Their hostility levels were hardwired to maximum. There's no changing that, but you could rewrite their targeting protocol so they attack each other instead. There's a behavior control terminal in the other room. It should have options to change how the Mechanicals act, including whom they shoot at. Oh, that reminds me. You'll need my passcode to access the behavior control terminal. Here, let me just write it down for you.
Все, мне хватит инфы, блядь. Так, тут нет уже никуда, блядь, не пойти, блядь, не пойти, не подрочить, блядь. Так. Пішли малиха, блядь. Звідсіля. Что, какой-то странный типчик. Сюда еще не заходил. Так, закрыто. О.
Mind the steam. You're liable to get scalded.
Да. Не хотелось бы. Не, ладно, я потом сюда зайду. Они сначала себя поубивают. Активное задание переключить на туре. Подождите, блядь. 70 метров. 70 метров куда? Метров вверх. Хорошо. Это там, да? Сука, или шо, блядь? Предпредрила ты куда меня, нахуй? А, блять, это не то, сука, задание, ёб твою мать. Перепрограммируйте. Сука, уёбак, блядь. Как мне понять, какая метка, что значит, блядь? Как это, блядь, выяснить? Что за тупость? Ага, ну это явно комп. Давай. Чекнем статус. А, это мощность, подождите. Эту мощность, а мне надо комп перепрограммировать. Мощность-то я, блядь, успею сменить. Разделя поважнее. Где тут, блядь, центральный процессор, блядь? Не засвой. Что мне всраться теперь? Як попасти? Ладно, секу. У меня есть альтернативный вариант. Михалыч, ёбаный рот, блядь. Так, выбрать новый режим. Охрана, выбрать новую цель. На чужаков. Все попытки параметры. Окей. Чужаки кто? Да. Тупо поменяли переменную, пацаны. Это признаю. Все, меня все устраивает. А теперь погнали лутаться. Засоли. Каком ты засоли, сука? А есть варик двери открыть вообще? Нет, это не через терминал. О. Это что надо? Блять, а как подняться? Сейчас, секунду. Блять, я уже запутался с этой хуетой. А, мне не подняться, да, мне сюда надо. Так, газ это, конечно, хорошо. Но эти дебилы должны были поубиваться уже. Не понял. Сука, ебать, тебя перепрограммирую, не перепрограммирую, тебя вообще хуйня, а? Вообще похую просто. Что это такое? Блять, ну нажмем, конечно же. А, тут есть варик, что там эта электростанция работала только на 22%. А может я сейчас ее починю и типа я и тем, блять, энергии въебу. Что вы думаете? Пидрилыч, блять. Мы что-то не договаривались с собой. Засов открою и все. И не на засове, прикинь. Так, что теперь? Что я делаю? Я вообще не понимаю, что я делаю, но мне нравится. Так, ну по идее 3 переключателя, это значит, что лучше уже быть не может. Это значит, что... Пусть карта начальника охраны, блядь. Где мне ее взять? Ладно. Не, я думаю, тут какой-то, сука, скрытый квест точно есть. Там не зря вот эти вот херни стоят, которые там можно все открыть, отпиздить. Ладно, сейчас чекнем статус этой херни. Узнаем только, как разобраться. Если там было 22%, если оно выросло, значит, в принципе, я что-то делаю правильно. Ой, блядь, я запутался, заблудился, сука. Как попасть-то туда, куда мне надо? Сейчас, блядь. Ёбаный в рот, этого я не ожидал совсем. Сука, блядь. Заблудился. Не вижу, 50 метров. Что-то, блин, за фракталы какие-то. А, во. Понимаю.
Hey, mister? Look, I know you want your power regulator and all, but I just gotta ask you. Do you understand what you're about to do?
Да.
I don't think you should cut off Edgewater's power. I think it would be cruel. I'm sorry. That just sort of came out. Edgewater's hurting. We've been losing workers year after year. Corporate hardly ever sends replacements. There's barely enough Saltuna to fill our bellies anymore. But the town's got some good people in it. Decent, hard-working folk just living their lives the only way they know how. They don't deserve to be punished.
А можно раньше это сказать, пока еще не перся?
Sure sounds like Mr. Thompson. If he was standing here, I imagine he'd remind us of how we're all one big, happy Spacer's Choice family. In Mr. Thompson's eyes, those deserters are still part of the Spacer's Choice family. The family must work together in order to survive. I hate to say it, but I think Mr. Thompson's got a point. Unless those deserters come back, Edgewater's as good as dead. Cutting off their power might be the only way. Miss McDevitt's built something beautiful. Somehow, she's talked the ground into giving life again. It's plain to see she's made the Vale a better place. Fed the hungry, tended the sick. Gave a home to those that had none. But Miss McDevitt delights in Edgewater's suffering. She wants to hurt the town. Do you really want to be party to that kind of hatred? Sorry, I didn't mean to babble on like that. I felt like I had to say something.
Блять. Ха-ха-ха. Не-не-не.
Really?
Мы должны заромантить ее.
I mean, wow. Thanks. No one's ever told me those words in that order.
Я надеюсь, тут есть такие темы. Что так, пацаны, кто-то слышит? Смотрит, слышит? Никто не слышит. Тогда я нахер офаю стрим и пойду покурю.